Tinubu denies ownership of Oriental Hotel and others. The presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, has denied ownership of the Oriental Hotel and other assets in Lagos. Speaking in a documentary posted to Twitter by Jubril Gawat, an aide to the Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, Tinubu said, contrary to the allegations that he owned the hotel and other assets, he created an economic pathway for Lagos. Tinubu said, Oriental Hotel was a refuse dump, miles of refuse along that corridor. It took several months of excavation and great investment for those investors to take the risk. Majority of those assets they claim are mine are not mine. I created an economic path, a recovery path for Lagos. And that is all that he said. I mean, let's be realistic now, okay? Let us be realistic, okay? I don't think that creating an economic path for Lagos, I mean, if you were, we would see the benefits. Like, I don't when you a society or a state is getting developed, I don't think would all be blind to it. It has to show in its infrastructure, has to show in level of investment, because really, as they say, oh, there's no money in Lagos, but you have people that are getting, luxury cars and are still spending money and going to the clubs and all these things. So money is still being spent. But if you really said you create an economic path for Lagos, we're talking about purchasing power here, okay? Like, we're talking about parts of Lagos that are literally the slums. Again, it's not just development for the island only. And really, if you're going to get investors to invest in anything, I mean, you have all these properties, everything. I mean, he said he doesn't own it, but the fact is, if you don't own it and you say you created an economic path for Lagos, well, I think it would be obvious, to the eye for us to want to see it and say, oh, okay, we believe you. This totally makes sense. We should not, this is something that if we're contradicting is because we cannot see it. And for development, you have to see it. You have to see it. And that's just all that it is. You have to see it. And so whether he's going to call Lagos or Lagosians blind, I'm not sure. But the fact of the situation is, if he really did make Nigeria, Lagos, what it is, you have, and I think we have to understand, the powerful use of social media for a lot of youth in Nigeria has been the income. Literally, that's been the way they've been earning incomes when it comes to influencing, which is a pretty much big thing within the Nigerian space, but also when it comes to international brands. I mean, we have makeup artists, we have celebrities that endorse international perfumes, the cosmetic industry. These people see Nigerians doing well on their social media pages and like, you know what, there is a market. So I think economically, when it comes to foreign investment, as he said, with risk of investors wanting to invest, I mean, we're talking top brands in the world for fashion, for cosmetic and makeup. Like, we're talking about these investors. So really, let's get down to the crux of the matter. The reason why he's disassociating himself from Oriental Hotel is because of its involvement in the NSAS protest. I mean, the Lekki massacre, to be honest, which the NSAS protest, which led to the Lekki massacre. But really, the accusation was that he owned it. He, in a way, had some power to authorize the killings, because when you understand, they were like arms stationed, I think, on top of Oriental Hotels and around. So basically, Oriental Hotel is very close to the toll gate. And what now happens is, we had the soldiers actually come directly to shoot at citizens, but you also had positioned soldiers with their weapons, and they were also targeting. So it's like Nigerians were attacked from all directions whilst also facing the soldiers right in front of them. So really, I mean, that in itself, I personally believe should grant for his disqualification if that is true, and should really ruin his political ambition, because that is something no but should get away with. I mean, who called the order? We are literally still asking the question. And I think for the youth, especially his alleged, I mean, he has to prove that he wasn't involved, but with his alleged involvement with the Lekki massacre, and I guess really he wasn't in any position of power, but in terms of the capacity he has to enable, the massacre that happened, then, we're definitely holding him accountable. But really, this is all just damage control, and it's a bit too late for that. It really is. It's very late. But again, you still have those that will still support him. I'm not saying it should that no one is going to support him, but I think this should be enough in a very much sane society to ruin one's political ambition. Because really, this is big. This is big. I mean, there are also rumors. I mean, this guy he's rich, I mean, when it comes to ownership of assets in Lagos, you are talking about Tinubu's name. And it's funny because, EFCC and apparently FBI, I don't know if it was actually was proven, but they said that they found nothing. They absolutely found nothing when it came to his financial records. Everything was fine, clean and legit, and you want to tell Nigerians to believe that. You see, you can make money fine and enjoy your life and be a politician, but there's a number you get over. Like, you cannot be a billionaire ethically. It just doesn't work. Go do your research to show how that is actually true. Anyways, point is, we all can see is damage control. Campaigns are coming up, and he's perfectly been able to avoid, questioning in the public and also addressing his political ambitions, which you can say, okay, you perfectly avoided it, great. But I think, this is more damage control, because maybe he actually plans to be as vocal when it comes to, the campaigns that will soon commence. And so really already putting the narrative out there that I'm not involved or was not involved in the in the NSAS protest, or I didn't have any involvement with it, is a key question, and he will be asked. There is no way. I mean, he said all these things, but Nigerians, I don't think, will just easily forget. No way. So yeah, I think he's thinking ahead and planning ahead. And really, to be honest, I don't know how he will stand, and I think Nigerians need to drill this man wherever he's at, wherever he chooses to represent himself. If you want to be our president, listen, you have to go through the process. We need to see if you're fit enough, and if you don't find you fit enough, well, effort for contesting, but trying to win, I don't think so. But again, doesn't mean you underestimate any candidate. Anything can happen. Put what you think about it in the comment section below, and do not forget to like and subscribe.